I want to tell you a story this morning. It's a story about a man named Dennis. In 2019, Dennis started to attend our church. Now, Dennis was not what many would expect to be a typical church goer. You see, Dennis had found himself in some difficult situations and was homeless. Dennis lived on the streets. He slept in the park and in the subways. So when Dennis came to church, he didn't smell or look like the typical church goer. When he came to church, I was asked, what should we do with Dennis? As he may be turning off some people in church. I replied that we would love Dennis and we would accept Dennis just as he was, and that Dennis should have all privilege in this church and to sit wherever he wanted to sit. And so a few of us started to counsel Dennis, started to provide money, food, and clothing for Dennis. One day, I came to church, and Dennis was sitting at the bus stop and over there on 101 with a suitcase. And he said, Pastor, I've been waiting for you. And so we started to talk. The next few minutes of conversation with Dennis was very heart-wrenching. Dennis started to tell me of the years of abuse that he suffered as a young man at the hand of a neighbor. Dennis cried as he told me of his abuse, his struggles, his hardships, but of his love for Jesus Christ. He told me how he was eating from the garbage can. I prayed with Dennis, and I gave him money that morning. He was amazed at the amount of money that I gave him, and he asked me, Pastor, are you sure about what you're doing here? Did you count what you gave me? And I said, Dennis, yes. I want you to find a place to live. I want you to buy food. And within the next couple of weeks, some of us will work with Dennis, and we will find Dennis a place to live in. Dennis was glad that he did not have to face the winter of 2020 on the streets and the parks of New York City. When the pandemic hit, our guys would visit Dennis every Saturday and bring food and other supplies that he needed. I remember Dennis calling our home and he's speaking with Sandra, and he told her that he was in such a good place. He was grateful, and he asked, can you send me some money, because sometimes I just want to go buy some soda or something. And so we arranged with one of our guys as they went on the Saturday to give him whatever money he needed. During that week, my phone rang at 2 a.m. in the morning. I think it was a Thursday morning, my phone rang at 2 a.m. Now, when you're a pastor and your phone rings at 2 a.m. in the morning, I've had that a couple of times, and it's never good news. When somebody calls you at 2 a.m. in the morning, they're not calling to say, Pastor, I just had a revelation. God has spoken to me, and I want to take care of the parking lot. I want to fund it. I want to give you. That's not the call that you get at 2 a.m. I wish it would be a call like that at 2 a.m., but it's not that kind of call. It's always bad news. So Dennis, I got on the phone, and Dennis was on the phone, and there I was, and I said, Dennis, is everything okay? He says, yes, Pastor, everything is okay, but Pastor, I just wanted to call you to say thank you. He said, nobody, Pastor, has ever done for me what you and the church has done. And half awake, I said to Dennis, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, right? He said, yeah, Pastor, I know, but Pastor, I had to tell you how I feel. in a week later, 1 week later, I got a call one Saturday morning from Tony. And Tony called me heartbroken, and he said, Pastor, I'm here to deliver stuff to Dennis, and they told me that Dennis is dead. And so, 2 weeks later, I received a call from a lady. And she said, Pastor, you don't know me. She said, I'm not a Christian. I'm a Muslim. But she said, I've got to come and meet you. And I've got to see your church. I said, why? She said, you don't know this. But Dennis told me what your church did for him. And I simply have to come to see you and to see this church. And I have to bring a gift to this church. I'm telling you the story today to let you know that what we are about and who we are as a people, that this church, this house, is not a house for church services. It is a house for people. It is a house that will help broken people and lost people come to know Jesus Christ. That's what this house is about. This house is about people who have the courage to do that which is difficult and that which is hard. It is hard to step out of the normal and to hug a homeless person who doesn't smell right. But that's what we did for Dennis. And we made Dennis feel like a human being. And that is what it means to have a heart for the house. A heart for the house is a heart for lost people. It is a heart for the house is a heart for Jesus Christ. And so on this 37th anniversary, I am asking you, every one of you here, to come alongside with me. And together, let us have a heart for the house. And let us help each other, that together, we can bring the love of Jesus Christ to a hurting and a broken world. That's what I'm asking you to do today.